Yo, mama.
Yo, mama.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. How you feeling?
I'm all right. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to hit the cough button a few times today.
Hey, that was me last week, huh? I get it.
You must have given it to me.
Oh,
when we did our show last Friday.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what? We just did too much over New Year's. More. We didn't do too much. We did more than is comfortable for me. And they were like, most of the shit was with my friends. So it's not, I'm not complaining.
Right.
I'm just recognizing that golf Saturday morning, party Saturday night.
Whoa.
Breakfast with one of Sarah's friends at our place on Sunday morning. Party on, that was New Year's Eve. Party New Year's Eve night. And then brunch New Year's Eve day.
What the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
Who acts like this?
I don't. Not me. That's for sure. Yeah. Sometimes I like a couple days before, and I was like, "Holy shit, we're like completely booked solid 3 days in a row." I don't know how did this happen?
Yeah, I'm impressed. That's a good. Honestly, that's a good social network. It's a good community you got there.
It was good, and yeah, it was. You got to do those kinds of things, right?
Yeah, dude.
Especially we don't have kids.
Right. This is the first time in my life that I haven't had a good group of friends in my immediate vicinity. It's the first time in my life that I've ever thought like, shit, I got to get out there and make some new friends. You know what I mean?
That's easy for you though.
It is, but it also isn't, because like, where are they?
Golf's a great way to do it. I will say that.
And I've done it. I've got a golf crew. A golf crew, but
you got to kind of, you got to pick one person from that golf crew and try to transition it to life crew.
Yeah. I think that's the issue. I've got a few buddies from college out here that are great, but they've got kids. They're busy. It's tough to get together with everybody. So I've kind of always assumed that at this stage in my life, I would be friends with the people driven by kids. Does that make sense? Like, you take your kids to daycare and there's other parents. I don't know, something like that.
Right.
That without that, I'm not sure. Network, yeah, right. Exactly. I just got to work. I just got to like put some effort into it, and I haven't been.
Go on. I don't know. What websites can we just sign you up for a MySpace page and see if we can connect you with local singles in your area?
Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. There should be some. I know there's been efforts to do so. I think even Tinder or one of the dating apps launched a friend version. There's been things. I've seen them through the years. But it's not a bad idea, especially for men who I think have a hard time making friends as adults.
There has to be some commonality before that happens. It's not just going to a bar and saddling up next to some guy and
you don't want those friends. Those are not the people you want to invest in.
I will say I met some really good friends. So my golf friends, I all met on a forum.
Oh yeah,
online. Yeah, it was. There's this website called Golf WRX, and they have a forum section of the website. There was a local DC, Maryland, Virginia sub forum that had already been going, and I kind of just jumped in, and eventually became. At that point, people still really weren't playing golf together, but we were just talking about golf and like the local courses. And it's at some point, people were like, "Why don't we? Does anyone want to play golf this weekend?" And then that snowballed to the point where, a few of those guys were at our wedding.
No kidding. Oh, that's cool, dude. I like that. I love that story.
Like one of the guy we had brunch with and his wife on New Year's Day. I've gone on multiple trips with him.
One of the forum boys.
Yeah, 10 of us went to Bandon Dunes.
That's incredible. I like the thought of finding. Maybe it's a misconception, but I feel like out here, you join a club to get that, right? Like you join a country club.
That's
The
all.
people that
Yeah,
I've
that's
met
true
on
everywhere.
public courses, that's how I got my golf crew. Like I just played as a single
Yeah.
every day when I first moved here. And I got to do that again. But like it's you're getting paired up at random with people. Like it's better to find like you said, a common denominator beforehand, right? Like
Well,
find people that are in the same places that you go naturally.
that's right. And once you find a good golf friend, like trade numbers and,
Yeah.
at least play golf together. And then eventually you'd be like, hey, man, you date, let's get the wives together or something like that.
Well, so the guy that I've become closest with is 20 years my senior. No, not 20 years. He's just at the complete opposite stage of life. His kids are grown. Well,
Mhm.
I think he's got one that's 10 and one's at Sarah Lawrence and the other is about to pick a college. Um, and I really like him. He's cool. He's Australian. His wife's German. His wife actually called me and wanted to surprise him with a trip like a month after I met him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But hey, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
let's
I
you
don't
go
give a
out
fuck.
with,
Let's go.
like, I don't know, have them over. And
Yeah, I mean,
if Allison doesn't like him, then you can just go back to being golf friends.
yeah, I think that's the move. I kind of feel bad at this point. I've been playing golf. Like I played golf with this guy every week for a year.
Yeah.
I should probably, you know,
Spend a lot of time with somebody when you're
you
playing
do. Like
golf.
he's great. He's the coolest guy I know. Like he's you'd love him. And actually I brought him in the guys I know from college out here. So like these guys were from my fraternity that are around the area, but they're like dotted in a 45-minute radius around where I live, right? So takes a lot of coordination, but we did a pretty good job of it this summer. And our fourth couldn't make it, and Jake filled in with my homies from college. So now he's like integrated into the crew.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Just keep doing that. You'll find
Yeah.
people, like-minded people.
Yeah, I
Or
guess I'm not sure who I want to talk to. And as I get older, I that list gets smaller and smaller.
yeah,
I
that's
sometimes
funny.
I feel like I unloaded a lifetime's worth of social interaction into my first 37 years. And since then, I'm like, nah, fuck this.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound like you.
No, it doesn't. I don't know. Don't you feel the same way?
Oh, totally. I want
Yeah.
fewer friends at this point. I'm done making friends. I'll just
That's
cut
like
people slower. At this point. Yeah.
just slow down the offboarding. No, not necessarily accelerate the onboarding.
Well, and Sarah and I obviously have friends that were like couples that we're both friends with. The
That's
couple on New
that's
Year's
the
is,
that's the magic right there.
yeah, like Sarah and my friend's wife are now friends. They text each other and they go, I think they went to the spa together one time. For a spa day. We've been on vacation with them. Like those are great. We've also introduced each other to our friends and their spouses, and it's just there's no auxiliary connection there.
Yes, it's tough. You got to facilitate that auxiliary connection. That's a big part of this.
Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah,
And
can't force it.
yeah, and so, but we do a good job of recognizing when it's not a couple. It's not going to be a couple's friend. It's going to be your friend and their spouse that I don't ever see again.
Right. You and Sarah do a really good. You and Sarah are a really functional social unit.
I
You're
guess
very
so.
pleasant to spend time around. You're very there's couples who don't have that, and you know that.
Yeah, that's true. I know what you mean.
Like couples that they're great independently or individually, but get them together, and maybe they're even great together at home, but you get them to being out as a couple in public is a completely different thing. It's a completely different energy, and you better have your shit tucked in at home if you want that to go well out in public.
I disagree with that. I think you can fake it pretty
That's
hard
because you
while
have your
you're out.
shit tucked in better than you think.
Maybe.
Definitely.
I will say that we and you too. our families have instilled in us the social graces that allow
Totally.
for easy likability on an acquaintance level.
That's right.
So once you get those, and you're right, there are some people who just don't have that. But you know,
Well, there are people
people
who
like
have
you,
it, but their partner doesn't.
sure. And there's you know, you particularly, I said this at your wedding in the speech. I was like, dude, that guy, I don't know how he can make everyone enjoy an interaction with him, no matter whether it's 45 seconds or an hour and a half, like the first time they ever meet.
I like how you waited, what, 30 years to tell me that at my wedding. That was good.
I figured you knew it. But no, it was true. I do. Yeah, I remember that.
Thank you, man. That meant a lot. Your wedding toast, it meant the world to me. Like I
didn't think it was that
really
great.
did.
So
I completely disagree. Well, look, it depends on who your audience was. If your intended audience was me, it was a fucking grand slam. If your intended audience was you, or maybe, you know, entertaining for everyone, it meant the world to me. Like I wouldn't have changed one word.
Appreciate
well
it.
said.
And likewise for yours to
Thanks,
at
buddy.
mine.
There's you'd be surprised how few people have said that to me in my life.
What's that?
I'm not going to display any false humility. I agree it's something I'm good at, but I'm good at it because I've worked at it, right? Because I put thought and energy into it. But you'd be shocked how few people have directly said to me, "You're really good at this." Isn't that weird? Or do you find that surprising?
Kind of. I mean, I don't know. You got
Maybe
to
it's a
be
weird
on a
thing to
really
compliment something on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the most natural thing to say, but
And the only other person that actually comes to mind is my brother-in-law. But he said it like out of frustration.
he was jealous.
I think he just saw something that it seemed like came easy to me that came very hard to him. So he's like, "I don't understand how this is so easy for you."
Listen, that is, you could say that about anybody in that one specific skill that they're really good at, right?
Exactly. Sometimes I think I haven't done myself a favor by making that a focus, though. I mean, it is a useful tool, but I don't know. I've grown to admire the people who don't need to work, who don't feel the need to work at being likable. Because in the deep down there's something saying, well, maybe the way I really am isn't good enough, or maybe the way that and I don't like that. I'm trying to get away from that and into more like, I don't give a fuck what you think. This is me.
Just more comfortable in your own skin. Yeah. It's at some point, you stop caring so much about what other people think.
I mean, it happens naturally, but you can accelerate it with some effort.
You got to be, I mean, it's once you're set, when you're kind of comfortable, not in with your environment, then you're like, I'm good, right? Yeah. I'm more comfortable. Everything else is settled, so I can kind of be myself. When you're still grinding it out, you got to kind of, hey, man, you know how it's funny.
It's true. So I think what you're saying is your attitude should directly reflect your financial situation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Sometimes
it helps. Money, be whoever you want.
Like, dude, I don't want to go in and make small talk in the office some days, but
you
got to do it. That's just part of your
checks. Yeah,
and you got to fake it sometimes to just get through it. And then, but again, if you're good enough, the people you interact with will be like, man, that guy's just. He's great at that 90-second interaction by the water cooler.
You know, the trick is numbers. Men love numbers. I heard that from Jerry Seinfeld. If you want to make small talk with the guy, hey, how much do you think that weighs? How far do you think we are from that? You know, how big is that? They like numbers. They like counting, and that's the trick. And there's truth to that. I like numbers. It's great. I love ranking things, sizing things up, ordering them. It's just what we do. We men. That's how we do.
So I'm gonna.
How men do.
All right, enough blowing our smoke up our own asses here.
Yeah, how about this
I
instead?
I have one thing that I want to bring up, and I want to see if you. Oh well, that wasn't it, but man, that's fucking hardcore, man. I feel really bad for that judge. If it wasn't so brutal, it would be funny. If he missed or something, it'd be funny.
He did miss.
No.
Come on, let's go to the
pretty
tape.
Good.
Let's go to the tape here. So I'm going to give you a frame by frame. First of all, the expression on her face compared to the expression on this guy's face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like the casual nature with which she dodged. She's not in any hurry. And this guy is full Superman.
To be fair, I would.
Oh yeah, he did get her. You're right. I'm sorry.
He got her. She's injured.
That sucks.
Kind of ruins it.
Then. Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's an impressive jump, but fuck, man. I wish he would have missed, and then we'd be laughing about it for longer.
I think if she were a bit more spry and was able to jump,
it's her fault.
Sidestep.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she sentenced him. What'd she expect? What's crazy to me is we're only seeing it from the standpoint of like a close up of her face, but
yeah,
there's no way she didn't see that coming for longer and just didn't react. Like, how quickly could he get from the bench to leaping? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fucking crazy video, though.
Here's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised this wasn't the first thing you brought up. I'm just going to show
maybe
you
I missed it.
I'm going to show you a picture. You tell me what it is.
Okay, give me.
And also, this is also something that's, when you step back, it's not funny.
Oh, I've got one of those too, so I hope it's the same one.
It's your boy.
Oh,
your boy.
Yeah, dude. I don't know why that my eyes didn't go directly towards that, but I've been knee deep in Stephen Hawking Epstein memes. They're hysterical.
What did this prove? Oh my gosh, dude.
Have you seen the memes? I'm sure you have.
Oh yeah, of course. That's how I learned about news. That's how I learned it happened.
So okay, I catch me up on the Epstein thing. So the list is coming. Fake lists keep getting leaked, but I did see part of the court documents that were leaked about some that Jean-Luc Raphael guy or whatever, Jean-Luc whomever, Prince Andrew, and Bill Clinton maybe.
Yep, he's on there. Donald Trump's on there.
Wait, but the actual list came out?
I think that they are continuing to. I don't know why they're releasing documents and these piecemeal. It's like I saw a meme that said it was like a Kanye album. It's hyping it up, and then it gets pushed back. They leak it one song at a time.
Then you get like a snippet. Yeah, it's funny.
So here's the list. These are the people who have been on there.
Yeah, but like I read into this morning, and Al Gore, Ehud Barak, Michael Jackson, Kevin Spacey, George Lucas. So that's the asshole, Jean-Luc Brunel. But all the names before that, they're named because the interviewer asked Jane Doe if she ever saw these people, and she said yes. Jeff took me to Michael Jackson's house in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Were you asked to massage him? No. Did he do anything inappropriate or sexual? No.
Right.
So it's like, that's really fucked up to have these people's name on this list.
Agreed. I think that it's very misleading, but it's a good start. I mean, it's kind of funny.
I'm less outraged by that than I am by the fact that there are still people who are able to remain anonymous who participated in this nonsense.
By the way, terrible job title. Ron Eppinger. You'd rather be something like Roscoe, Maxwell's press agent.
Right.
There's a lot of names on here, man.
That's gonna make the alibi a little bit harder. Right? When you have that in your title.
I was just there. I didn't do anything.
All right. Can we look up? Okay, so a few down, Dave in the middle of the screen now. Dave Rogers, private jet pilot for Epstein. Can we get a picture of him, please? Because I think I know what he looks like in my head. The guy who flew that cesspool.
I don't think that's. I don't know.
Guess he's not a public figure.
It's not him.
All right, forget about it.
Yeah. This picture.
I know. That's just the.
It's so weird.
Dude, they are so weird.
Oh yeah.
Like the two of them
weird.
together. I mean, this isn't a compliment, it's a descriptor, but he's a bright man. He's an intelligent guy that accomplished a lot of really crazy stuff before this. And almost all of it kind of shady or
almost. Yeah.
I mean, he got hired as a professor, but he never graduated from college.
Yeah. It's
at Stanford or something. Or no, maybe it was a private school. Crazy. And then he lied on his resume to get a job as a trader. And when they found out he was making them so much money that they were like, okay, yeah, we don't give a shit what you lied about. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. What's the worst thing that could happen? These motherfuckers. Anyway.
So let me ask you this. What do you personally draw from knowing that someone was on Epstein's plane before? Knowing that seeing that a celebrity's name was on a flight manifest at the same time as Jeffrey Epstein's. What insight does that give you?
I think to say that these celebrities who interacted with him had no idea that he was he may be up to something. First of all, everyone who's that rich has some skeletons in their closet, and his is obviously way more than just a secret. Dude's dead. He was in prison. He's dead now. Killed himself. I think that it shows that people who are as rich as him, right? The Donald Trumps of the world, the Bill Clintons, are so blind or don't care about that kind of stuff as long as they can live the lifestyle of someone who's rich and famous, which they are.
Trade-off. Right? I mean, it's a forced trade-off, but a trade-off they're happy to make.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So you don't. That's a really interesting take. I like the way you think through this. I mean, look.
What are your thoughts?
I think that to say that you would know something is going on, I would. The thing that I keep coming back to is why did he eventually get caught?
What was it that?
But see, that's weird to me because look at this roster of friends. And clearly his strategy was to insulate himself with as many powerful people as possible so that when the shit hits the fan, he's protected. And he has the most powerful blackmail in the world. There is no more powerful blackmail than I have evidence of you having sex with a child. Right? That is, get the trump card, game, set, match. So with that, how the hell did he go down? The reason I say that is because I imagine he had to be very careful about who he brought into his confidence.
I guess, man. I don't know.
Because he did it for so long.
Well, he was convicted in what, 2007?
Yeah, there was like a string of charges.
From 2007 or 8?
It was like a trail of breadcrumbs that led up to his eventual arrest. Yeah.
Well, he had to register as a sex offender.
No, I know. I'm saying, but it wasn't anything to the scope or magnitude of what ended up taking him down ultimately. But there were definitely a trail of breadcrumbs along the way of lesser charges like public indecency, which you still have to register as a sex offender for. And I think in his case, it did have a minor involved though, right?
I don't remember the details of that one.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say. I don't know how
people knew after that. After that, no excuse.
Yeah, and I think this continued after that. Hanging out with Prince Andrew and shit. Like all that stuff happened, I think, post anyone who hung out with him, because he's not just some guy who you work with at the office who you may not know. But I think even that you have to be notified of these kinds of things. I don't
But
know. I don't want to get
what's
into
the
that.
reason to talk to him after that?
He's got an island. He's got his own island and a plane, and he'll fly you there because he wants to curry favor. I think that's his thing, right? He wants to get a bunch of powerful people on his side.
Yeah, of course,
because he knows he's doing.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That it was a strategy. It was an intentional strategy to insulate himself from consequences. But why would the people on the other end of that arrangement want to go once they found out who he was for any other reason other than because they wanted to participate in it?
Right. I don't know. I have no good
that
answer
is
for that.
unforgivable. And I can believe that people didn't know. I'd even believe that Bill Clinton didn't know. I don't think Bill Clinton's a sexual deviant, or at least I hope he isn't. I guess I don't know. We'll wait and see. But I can see how Epstein would have been capable of fooling powerful people. But as soon as that first charge hit, then that's when you're like, okay, I had something in the back of my head about this guy. It's all starting to click now, and there's no reason to talk to him again. So I don't know. But
by the way, just to
the whole thing has been so mismanaged. Yeah,
Bill Clinton had sex in the White House, right? Didn't he?
That's not illegal.
White House. It kind of is
infidelious, but not illegal.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. He didn't go to jail or get criminally prosecuted for it, but it was a boss and a subordinate having sexual relations in the office. Like that's a problem.
What
he was married.
Monlu was. Yeah, well, that's what I said. It was infidelity. But Monlu was in her 20s. Yeah, 20s, right? She wasn't in her teens. She was in her 20s. She was an intern.
She was an adult. Yeah,
but still, the age gap was at least 20 years.
Okay. I'm just saying that's probably when you say sexual misconduct.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I'm
agreeing with you. I'm saying if there's a 20-year age gap and he has an inappropriate affair with a subordinate, maybe you're right that I shouldn't just discount that.
The other thing is, let's say you are anyone who got invited to Epstein's Island on his plane. You show up.
Have you ever been?
No, I haven't. I couldn't go the one time he asked.
Same scheduling conflict.
Next time. No, not next time. Let's say you show up and you don't know. It's the first time and you don't know that this happens all the time. You walk into a house and it's full of women. You're like, and you don't even you don't put it together that they may be under 18. You're like, well, okay. He's obviously at least hired a bunch of prostitutes to walk around.
That would be what I would assume. Yeah.
At best, that's what's happening.
Right.
Do you want to be involved in that? If you're that powerful, you want to be. Maybe this happens more than we think it does.
I also wonder if he entraps them, the unwilling participants. He gets them onto the jet. Hey, I've got this island. It's, maybe this person steered clear of all the rumors. Because even Trump said he knew it was a cesspool. Who knows what he actually did, but that's what he said. So there were some rumors around. But let's say he gets you on the jet and you're clear of those rumors. As soon as you get off that flight, I have to imagine an underage girl is taking you by the arm and he's snapping photos immediately, right? So we'll never really know who was innocent and who was guilty here. And it's far easier to just condemn them all and say, like, you know what? Don't take trips from a guy that you don't know that well to his private fucking island then. Okay? Lesson learned. Here's your consequences. Move on. Right?
Right.
Like it's crazy. It's crazy that this has been allowed to happen. If people knew about it, that they allowed it to happen for as long as they did.
I agree. There's not.
Imagine having a daughter and that, like, it would be infuriating.
Yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about these infuriating, depressing things. It's unfortunate that it's happening, but Stephen Hawking showing up on that list was definitely not on my bingo card. Put it that way. I do have something. I want to talk to you about some music stuff.
I forgot that we started the conversation about Stephen Hawking. Oh shit!
I
I
know.
can't believe you didn't consult me. So I can
I
tell you what you got. You got the 14-inch MacBook Pro.
got the 16-inch MacBook Pro
No shit.
from the M1 from a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that because I was getting my computer fixed at work yesterday, and I saw one of those sitting on the IT desk, and I was like, "What's that beast?" And she let me hold it. It's an impressive machine. It's like a desktop. It's
It's
amazing.
fucking heavy. Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's really
it's
heavy.
like
That's the only
7
downside.
pounds.
Yeah.
But you're
So
right.
are
It
you
is basically a desktop that I
Yeah,
can use in other rooms of this house.
that's right. That's a good way to put
That's
it.
and I got a laptop. One, I needed a new computer. My projects were getting too complicated for this one to handle anymore. This computer's 5 years old. And I went online and I was looking for I want to get a laptop so that I can do this kind of stuff while I'm sitting not in my office. Right. And I can kind of, even though I got headphones on, I'm in the room with Sarah when she
Yeah,
watches TV
yeah,
and stuff.
that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice thing. I got you.
And she likes watching shows that I don't like watching. So I wouldn't want to sit there if she was watching that show, but I can do it now when I'm here and whatever. And I was looking on Reddit and I'm like, what's the best Windows laptop? And everyone said the best Windows laptop is a Mac. Just get it for Ableton. I know that's not the answer you want to see. It's a Mac.
I'm proud of you.
Hands
I'm proud
down.
of you for being able to take this step.
I tried for I did a lot of research to say like I don't care, like there are other people doing the same thing, like I know a Mac is better, give me the best Windows, and they're like you're not going to be happy with it regardless of
Yeah, I mean, I think the jump to Apple Silicon really sealed the deal. Once Apple started making their own silicon, like they blew everyone out. And now you'd be crazy to buy another laptop. Like there shouldn't even be other laptop brands. It should just be this. This is what you get, and everyone's happy.
So I agree with that when it comes to creative stuff. For if I'm doing browsing, internet browsing, I'm using word processing,
Browsing,
Excel and stuff. Give me
browsing, and word
Windows.
processing.
I don't want
Yeah.
it's annoying to have to learn a new operating system.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to push back. I believe that it has become pretty much indistinguishable. The gap between the two products has narrowed considerably, the two operating systems. They've started to resemble each other in more ways than they used to, right?
Okay.
I find it very hard to believe that you weren't able to instantly figure out how to navigate that MacBook Pro.
It took me 2 days to figure out where the Macintosh HD folder, how to get there.
That is the
fucking
one
couldn't do
annoying
it.
thing, yeah.
I couldn't
I
figure
still
it
want
out.
I get confused about that.
So, because
The
I
whole
want to like move
Finder
some stuff around
concept,
and
yeah.
yeah. So the Finder is not as good as Explorer. Windows Explorer is
No,
great.
that I'll give you, like, the file organization element of it isn't as strong, but
Right.
the fact is that if I bring my iPad and just set it next to my iMac here, I can drag anything from my iPad onto my
Yeah.
iMac and vice versa, and, like, they're not even connected. That's fucking incredible. Like, that's indistinguishable from magic.
Right. That's pretty cool.
It's cool. I mean, did you get, like, a big hard drive? What made you go with an older version instead of new?
I wanted the M1 processor.
Well,
But
definitely. But they
the
have the M2
M2,
now.
well, they have the M3 now.
Oh,
But
no shit.
so M1 is 10 cores, 8 of them performance. M2 is I think 11 cores, 6 of them performance. And M3 is I think even more, but it's also 6 or 5 performance cores. Ableton uses only performance cores. So even though they have an
Interesting.
M3 that's faster and has more efficiency cores and the battery will last longer, you don't want that. You want the one with the most performance cores. So I got the M1. It's the M1 Pro processor.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So I have an M1 MacBook Pro that I could have given you, by the way, if you change your mind on that. It's a 13-inch, and I know you like that, but I would give it to you for free because it was given to me for free and I don't use it. So think about it. But
Yeah.
I actually have several MacBooks that I've collected because jobs just say keep it now, and I've had like 3 jobs in the last 4 years, so I got a bunch.
Here.
So big hard drive?
1 terabyte.
Yeah, cool.
and
I'm wondering
16,
when this
16
iMac is
gig
going to
processor. That was the other thing. I wanted
16
16
gigs of RAM. Yeah.
gigs. Yeah.
Did I ever tell you what I
TCU.
have on this Mac?
No.
I'm up to 96 gigs of RAM.
What?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
What
This
Mac
thing's
is
a
that?
beast. It's an iMac, 27-inch, 5K, 2019. There are 4 slots in the back where you can upgrade RAM. And I think I've got 3 of them loaded with like 32. Like I put some big fucking RAM in there. But I'm wondering when this is going to. It also has a terabyte hard drive, but it has the old Intel chips, the Core 6-core i5, 3 gigahertz. Like that's not a chip that's going to take me, I don't know, too much farther. But I haven't run into trouble yet, except for that one day when I had when we were doing this and like it froze. It was the first sign of trouble.
Yeah, I
But
think
you said your computer's what, 5 years old and it's starting to feel obsolete.
it only feels obsolete with Ableton because I'm loading my projects with more and more stuff these days. And so I couldn't progress.
Dude, please make the jump to Logic now that you're on a Mac.
No, that is one thing. I tried a different DAW at one point.
Yeah.
I tried Reaper. I've been using Ableton. I had Ableton
Yeah,
Live.
it's too big of a learning curve. I agree.
When I was doing Bad Dome stuff.
Yeah,
I've been using it for 10 years. It's gonna.
You were the first person who ever said the word Ableton to me. You were the first place I heard that.
Yeah,
it's cool.
They're all
I
the
guess
same,
you're 10,000 hours into Ableton now. So why the hell would you change? Like your creativity will be so limited. I just would like it because we could collab. Is it collab or collab? Hey, I got another question for you. And this is a little one. This is off topic, but I was sitting on the couch the other day and, thinking it up, and this popped in the old noggin. Do you think the guy, okay, so let's say this is a little bit morbid, but let's say that someone passes away from natural causes in your home. Let's say a beloved grandparent who lived to the age of 125 and lived a full, happy life, passed gently in their sleep. So you have to call the coroner to pick it up, right? Or someone to pick it up. Do you think the guy at the coroner's office who answers the phone says, "I'm sorry for your loss" every time?
Yes. The coroner's office?
Or who do you call when you have to get rid of a dead body? The guy from Pulp Fiction? The wolf?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I would assume coroner. Yeah, 911.
They probably transfer you.
Right. So you get transferred to the coroner. You get transferred to whomever it is that knows they're the guy. Right?
Yeah.
And you've been told, "I'm going to transfer you to the guy." Does that person say sorry for your loss? Because they're dealing with this all day. They're all business.
Well, yeah, that's if they do say it, it's very businesslike.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry for your loss. Anyway, what's the address? Are the limbs intact? Do I need to bring the Jaws of Life or
hacksaw?
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Lubricants. What do we need?
Is the body somewhere stiff at this point, or is it still flexible?
Yeah, listen, hey, sorry for your loss. I just need to run through a quick checklist. Has rigor mortis set in? No? Okay. Does the deceased have any jewelry on? Okay, you're going to want to take that off. They steal that at the funeral home.
Yeah, just a tip. I'll tell you, it's basically like having a contractor come over and look at your roof. He's like, I'll tell you what, in my experience, this is the best way to do it. Yeah. I've seen this before. It's certainly a thing.
Yeah, I always forget when we're having these conversations that we're a lot more fun when we don't talk about heavy stuff like Jeffrey Epstein, assaulting children. But yeah, so I'm thinking this guy is. I just think it's a tough job. And that popped into my head the other day. That's all.
Yeah. Loves his work.
Don't remember how.
Yeah.
But it did.
So I, along the lines of this music thing, I found something I think will be of interest to you.
Okay.
I was watching an Instagram reel came up and it was from Bauer. Remember that guy who did the Harlem Shake? Remember that song?
Yeah, I remember the Harlem Shake. That's a great song. I don't think I ever knew that was an artist named Bauer though.
Bauer.
Like Jack Bauer.
And Jack Bauer, he streams on Twitch sometimes. I love watching those guys.
I mean, that's a great song. The Harlem Shake is Oyo
huge.
Cororita.
Do the Harlem Shake. Yeah. Set him up for life, probably.
Yeah. You think?
Oh, yeah.
How much money do you make from a one-hit wonder?
As much as they played that shit. I mean, they had the Los Angeles Lakers or the Cleveland, whenever it came out, what team was LeBron playing for? Because I remember seeing the locker room do this. I mean, it was
Miami
everywhere.
Heat. Yeah, dude. I was just watching the WeWork show, the one with Jared Leto and Anne Hathaway, and in that, because the showmakers are trying to anchor you to that time, they show them doing the Harlem Shake video in their office, I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. I'd like everyone was doing it. Every like tech startup had to have a Harlem Shake video out. It was infuriating.
So anyway, that guy, and he went to this website called TrackLib, and I'll share it. I'm logged in. I kind of want to not show my. Give me 1 sec. I guess it's fine. So this is basically if you were to, you see that?
Yeah.
It's like a digital record store full of nothing but songs that I've never heard of before that are curated essentially for sampling.
Whoa. I just feel like it's cheating. I know.
You know what, man? I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let me
please
pick one song.
I do like the concept though. Like, this is very cool.
Okay. How about Two to Tango, Dubwise? Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So now, and it comes with this built-in looper.
Listen to that bass line. Okay, so help me out here.
This one's not great.
So these are royalty free?
You essentially subscribe to this website, and
hey Rich, who did Mr. Wendell propose to?
Miss Wendell. That one's pronounced Wendell. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear what he has to say about this.
He's a nice looking man. Are you in a reggae section?
First of all, that's the other thing. I started listening to this music. Yeah, I am. I started listening to I was browsing around. I found some music that I actually like to listen to.
Really?
Bands that I've never, like these, world music kind of stuff. Like really cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is stuff that you would never come across.
Let's get out of it.
Okay, so hold on. I need an education session on the loop thing. Yeah. So,
all right.
I've never done sampling anywhere than on my phone. And it was laborious where I could trim. Dude, the Machina app used to let you trim a sample from anything in your Apple Music library. Not anymore. Now they've locked it down. Yeah. But that was like a free for all for a little bit. Okay, so tell me about this.
So you download these songs. You pick a song. I'll go to the ones that I have found. I've got some favorites.
And now you have to, I'm sorry, you said this is a subscription site?
Yes. So you subscribe to the site.
Cost money?
And it costs money. Real money. Okay. Legal tender.
Gotcha.
It's $5.99 a month. And that gets you 25 downloads.
Can you also pay for them a la carte?
I think you can. You can buy credits. You get 25 credits and each track is 1 credit.
Makes sense.
Here's how it works. So you do that. you can download all these songs. They come in WAV files, and you just save them to your computer. If you release a song, if you're like, I want to release a song, you have to then license it, and it costs like $50. And this is for people who like want to put their shit on Spotify, I guess. I don't know. It costs $50, and then there's for each track, and then there's a cut that if you do make any revenue, they get 15% based on the length of the sample you use in the song. I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I'll never get to that point.
But you're publishing is what you're saying.
Once you decide that you want to publish stuff.
Yeah.
So here's let me just show you this one. This one's from 2022. This is what it sounds like normally. It's kind of cool. You can almost hear, you can fucking hear the loop before you even do it, right?
Dude,
so let me go back to that.
This is crazy. So the loop is just determining how many bars, and it plays over from the beginning, and then you can pitch it up like a Kanye sample, basically.
Right. This is old school Kanye shit. This is why I thought it'd be of interest to you.
Oh, dude, this is fucking awesome. Okay, so what is that beat thing? It says classic rap or vinyl.
So it's kind of hard to hear with that sample because it's so loud. Let me jump up to
it. It's okay. Just tell me what it is.
I'll show you. Let's get this up to It's just a basic, so that
it gives you like a little sound of what it sounds like with the little drum pattern behind it.
Dude,
that's
drums,
really cool. So, have you? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna talk about something related about Kanye.
Yeah.
The sampling is so interesting to me because it's basically another instrument to learn. I guess maybe that's not a good analogy, but it is. It feels like that, or another tool to learn, maybe. But I've now, through the years, as a devotee, former devotee of Mr. West, have scoured the internet for anything I can find about the way he produces music. Ideally, I want to see in the studio, but him like just talking about his creative process. But what I've come to love the most is when other producers who have made big hits talk about working with him, like DJ Mustard, Metro Boomin, Khaled, Timbaland, and because they all say the same thing. They're like, there's like a tornado in his brain, and he's just constantly going. You know that song "Sanctified" by Rick Ross? All I wanted was $100 million and a bad bitch.
Maybe.
Bing, 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 bong.
It's
like got that like piano beat in the background.
Bing, bing, bong.
DJ Mustard played. So it's a DJ Mustard song. You can hear the Mustard producer tag at the, Mustard on the beat. Oh, at the beginning of the song. And I saw DJ Mustard interviewed, and he said he played the song that he made, and it sounded vaguely kind of similar to Sanctified. So Kanye took that, completely changed the pitch, completely changed the cadence, used only one part of it and put it here and moved the other part there. And there's 1,000 stories of Metro Boomin was talking about Father Stretch My Hands. Kanye called him while Kanye was at Madison Square Garden playing his new album. I was also there, by the way. I was in the house that day. I was actually in New York for my first thing I ever did with AWS for the day for a Bank of America meeting. And I got out and I like sprinted down to Madison Square Garden to get there for the show. So he called Metro Boomin from that concert and said, "You forgot to put your producer tag on this track." And he was like, "What track? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, remember back whenever you sent me this song, well, I've changed it a little bit, but it's still your beat. You should get the credit." And then he sent it to him, and Kanye, as soon as he got it, he played it at Madison Square Garden. Like he's just on another. I don't know what that thing is. The ability to do what you're talking about right here, to listen to "Are We Okay" by Vicky Farewell and say to yourself, well, what if I slowed it down and I pitched up the tempo and I put a bass line on? Like, that's a crazy level of creativity. And I think that's his genius.
Yeah.
Try one of the other beats.
Yeah.
No, I mean like the beat menu.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard to hear. Let me find a different sample.
Okay.
Let's try.
Yeah, I want to hear more of your samples. Play some more of these. Oh, this sounds like kind of James Bond villainy or samurai.
But again, now it sounds like a fucking Wu-Tang beat, right?
Yeah. Right there, yeah. No trap. Oh, dude, that's fucking. Yeah, I don't like the trap.
I don't either. I think lo-fi cruising and classic. I mean, again, these are all just.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh, dude, that's cool.
That's a Wu-Tang song.
It does sound like a Wu-Tang song a lot. Well, I tell you, what's his name? RZA, another very talented producer. That's sucked Kanye off in public about his crazy ability to sample. I did find a video of Kanye sampling with what appeared to be floppy disks.
Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that. And
he's
been working on and he's like, I can't get it to work kind of thing.
He's programming the keyboard. Yeah.
Yep. This is the first one I heard. And as soon as I hit play, I was like, yeah, I'm signing up for this website.
Let me hear it. You have a beat on?
No, that's it. This is the actual song.
Yeah, the drums at the beginning are cool.
Drums at the beginning are so
great sound, very natural.
It's kind of like old school Beastie Boys stuff.
Yeah, that does sound very, very Check Your Head, or not Check Your Head, Ill Communication, Paul's Boutique.
Right. Yeah. Just like.
Yeah.
Having that on loop.
Because Paul's Boutique is an album that could never be made today.
Well, right. That's the whole thing.
For the best in men's clothing, call Paul's Boutique. And we're in Brooklyn.
So let's just see.
It up a little bit. Nah, you were right. Keep it slower.
I mean, you picked every
do me a favor and make the loop.
Yeah.
Make the loop longer. I just want to hear what it sounds like. Make it 4.
Okay. For this one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I just wanted to hear like how, like if you, okay, so 4 was or whatever you had it on initially was the right
2.
setting, but that's really cool. How is this like broken down if you want to just browse? Is it, I see that there's tracks, collections, genres. Have you? How have you explored?
So I go to
go to the
explore
sampling
more.
awards.
Where's that?
It was on the last page you were on. In one of these top banners that's cycling through. Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Maybe not Bollywood. It said there it is. Best samples from 2023. Yeah. Oh, is this like professional samples? Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So
where were you headed?
To search through here, it's got some genres, right?
Yeah.
Even do like children's music, because if you want that like little kids shit, you can hear why this would work in some song.
Oh, dude.
Right? I mean,
do it. Do your thing with it.
Yeah.
Give me like the three little Indians. Three little Indians. Little two, little three, little Indians. Little five, little six, little Indians. Little two, little three, little Indians. That's fucking cool. You should save that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. I looked through those last night. I wasn't into it.
Dude, I'm gonna throw a rap on top of that. A Kim Jong-un rap.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? We can make a sampled beat. You obviously have the rap down.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you do.
I get the gift. That's cool as hell. Slow it down. There you go. Down in the beat list. I want to see what else it says. Like in the beat menu.
Stop. Beat menu. Sorry.
Where it says like classic trap, hip hop, lo-fi. In the bottom. Sorry.
Oh, that's it. There actually is more. I didn't even realize
Simple
that.
Kick, hats only, heavy techno. Try Simple Kick. I'm curious. It's probably just what it sounds like. It's not uncool. It's cool how it matches the drum ups to the tempo automatically.
Yeah. So this is digital crate diving, and it's I know you think it's cheating. Man,
Well,
I'll tell you what.
It is, and like I think that part of being a great sampling musician, in my mind, has always been having an eclectic taste in music, being able to pull samples from other genres and bring it in and make it something that has a little bit more soul and heart. That's so cool. And I guess you're right. This is just a it's just easier to browse. Like there shouldn't be any punishment for not taking the record out and putting it on a record player. You should take advantage of things like this.
I found out about this because I watched Bauer using it. And so that right there, I thought, you know what, man, that's fucking sick. And I'm checking this out immediately and I'm going to use it. So
did Bauer say that he made Harlem Shake from one of these samples?
He didn't. He's not great at communicating with the chat.
Okay.
He's kind of doing his own thing. He's very personal, like he talks through everything, but there wasn't a lot of Q&A, put it that way. So anyway,
I got you.
That's
cool,
it.
Man.
And man, I'll tell you what, if you decide that you want to look into it, let me know because I got a referral code that'll get us both more songs.
Yeah, I don't know that right now I'm taking on any more subscriptions, but I do I do like. I'm sick of this subscription model. Like I think everybody is. I'm like, it's too many now. Allison and I were going through our finances. Have you looked to see how much you're spending on subscriptions each year?
No.
We do. We use like I think Rocket or Mint, one of those apps to like categorize all of our spending. It was like $6,000 last year. You'd be surprised. Add it up.
$500 a month. $500 a month on stuff.
Yeah, $500 a month on subscription. Wait, that can't be right. That seems
That's
too
a
high.
lot.
Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering it, but it was high. I just remember it being high.
Right, and there's a couple that you just can't get rid of. Right, you're gonna have
actually,
YouTube
it
TV.
might not be. Yeah, YouTube TV is like what $100 with the NFL package, which I bought this year.
Internet's gonna cost you $150 a month, probably, whatever. So,
yeah, I think it's $120 now, but yeah.
So right there, you're at $200. So
yeah, $500. Yeah, then you add in Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, HBO
subscriptions. Yeah, for Wall Street Journal, stuff like that.
Wall Street Journal, New York Times. Yep. So it's annoying. I miss the days of being able to purchase something.
What do you miss that you could used to be able to purchase, but now you have to subscribe to?
Music. I had this argument with Allison, and she thinks I'm fucking crazy. We went for like a 5-mile hike and talked about this pretty much the whole time.
Because everyone's blood pressure was higher than it was when you started.
Yeah. So I don't think I don't think Spotify, I use Apple Music, but most people use Spotify, is a good deal. I don't think it's a bargain.
Depends on how much you use it, right?
It does depend on how much you use it. And it depends on how much you use, like how much you explore.
Right.
Right. Podcasts are free, I think, most of them everywhere. So you can use those in any platform. I have YouTube that I pay for no ads, so I could technically just watch music or listen to music that way. And I don't. So I used to buy songs. I actually, post Napster, where we all got music for free. Once that was locked down, I would buy songs 99 cents at a time from Apple, or I buy an album. And so I've got a pretty good library. And I think if I had to only subsist off of that, I'd be perfectly fine. Right? Like what else?
What else could be out there?
What else do I need? And Allison was like, no, do the math. And I was like, okay, fine. So let's say you buy 5,000 songs. That's a very big library. That should be plenty. $5,000. And then I guess it would take like 30 years of Spotify to get that much.
Right.
So she made a good point.
And you can listen to way more than 5,000 songs.
The news. I miss paying for the news. Although I don't think I ever did pay for the news.
Yeah. What do you mean pay for the news?
Well, like you pay for a newspaper.
Yeah. You subscribe to the newspaper. You didn't buy the newspaper. You gave them money every week.
Subscribe. But yeah, I only bought when I wanted to read it.
Did you remember?
Good question, though.
I remember this is before I even met you, so I was really young.
It's not a lot. It's not a big window.
You're right. For conscious memories.
Yeah.
And before then, someone used to come to the house and take payment for the newspaper.
I remember that too. I remember
with
who
like
it
little
was
tabs.
actually.
They had like little
fucking tabs.
What was that?
I have no idea. I was mystified by that as a kid too. Like the guy would come and he would have those tabs, and then my parents would pay him, and everyone seemed satisfied. So I was like, okay, this seems like it's on the up and up. Everyone's good. So transaction must have worked. But yeah, it's bizarre.
That was for the Post-Gazette, which was in the morning, and the Pittsburgh Press, which was the afternoon newspaper.
That's right. The Press was the after. I like the Press better. I don't know why. I like the Pittsburgh Press better. I think I liked the fonts better. Maybe the Pittsburgh Press was like a little more colorful, a little more pictures. So that appealed to me as a child.
It let its hair down a little bit.
It was the afternoon paper, it's like, and the fact, like the idea of 2 newspapers a day is also hysterical.
Right.
Like think about Do you ever think about that? Like the news in general, like how people yearn to know what's going on around them so badly that they will read 2 newspapers a day?
Well, at that point, yes, it makes sense because that's why how many 24 hours news channels exist today, right?
Yeah,
People just want to
true.
consume current events all the time, which
But then now they wanna
I get
consume
it.
it as entertainment.
Right. Now they want to consume it only from the perspective that is theirs.
I think it was Nikki Haley we were talking about last week, but maybe it was another politician. Some politician made a big misstep recently, other than Nikki Haley, or maybe it was Nikki Haley, I don't know. But it got me thinking that people don't want their the expectations we now have of politicians, it's no longer human. We don't want a person, we want the idea. We want an ideal. We want them to represent this ideal, and I think that at some point, and this might actually happen, but at some point you have to say, okay, Obama's our guy, right? Democratic Party, Obama's our guy. We are going to suppress every negative story about this guy that we can, right? We're going to use him to be this ideal that we're trying to represent, this magic trick that we're putting on for the public. And I wonder sometimes, like with Epstein, his time was up. He did something to anger someone or get on the wrong side of someone, and they said, "That's it. You're done now. We've protected you up to this point. Now you're done." It's a shell game.
Way to tie in Jeffrey Epstein again.
Yeah, I can't get enough of Epstein. I love those games that they do, like at the scoreboard at PNC Park. I found someone on Twitter who does it, where they a juggler. So they've got 3 balls.
Yeah.
You know, one's red, and they're like, follow the red ball. And I'm so good at those games.
The baseball under the hat
Yeah.
on the screen. You're good at those.
I excel. I'm phenomenal at them. I get it every time.
Yeah. 98% success rate on the scoreboard shell game.
Did you see your boy Wemby last night?
I saw that they were playing. We didn't watch it. How was it? Did he play well?
He had a good game. He did. He played against Giannis, and they interviewed Giannis afterwards, and he was like, I've never seen anything like this. He's definitely taller than 7'3". That's a lie. And like for someone at that height to be able to move like that, he had a couple plays that were memorable. He was moving without the ball and made a backdoor cut, and then I think caught a lob or got an easy dunk. But just the quickness and the agility with which he moves on that frame. And then he was coming on a fast break, and he went around the world, behind the back, and then dunked it. But like, he's so long that by the time he got the ball around, he was like under the hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he kind of dunked it like.
He can dunk it from behind the backboard, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He can lay it in like going around like this. And this is where it is, right? He jumps and this is the rim. It's like at his eye level. He jumps very little.
So is that like, does it feel like mini hoop for him?
It's got it.
Like the way mini hoop feels for us?
He can touch the rim without jumping, right? So yeah.
And the ball in his hands is small, right? Because his hands are so big.
It's possible. And he might be the first person to do it because all the other oafs that were that tall that's what they were. They just were oafs.
Yeah. Sean Bradley, George Mearson. That's your boy.
By the way, I found that jersey. I have my George Mearson jersey. I kind of want to send that one and my Dominique Wilkins jersey.
Oh my God. That one was in a few videos.
They will never fit me. They're yours next time I see you.
I don't even know if I can take them, but I will.
Oh, you will take them. Clean shit out.
Yeah.
But I think Wemby could get an up and down on a dunk. I think that's possible for him.
Just because he mistimes the landing?
He mistimes the lane. He lands before the ball's in the hoop.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
I think at some point in our life, I had thought about this a few years ago before I'd ever heard of him. I think someone in our lifetime is going to dunk the ball from the free throw line, jumping from 2 feet. And he's the best possible person for that today.
What's the closest someone's come? I think Blake Griffin, right? That's the one that popped into my head.
Wemby. He's jumped from
No, but
2 feet.
has someone tried to do that? And like
No,
maybe from the hash.
Wemby does it he jumps from 2 feet from between the foul line and the dotted line. He's done that this year.
I'm looking this up. 360 from the free throw line off 2 feet. Okay. Kind of have to see this now.
Yeah, share that.
Okay, let's read this. At TFB Chuck the Boss.
All right.
This was the days, my boy. Time could fly. The first dude I saw 360 from the free throw line and 360 between the legs. Maybe it's like a Mac McClung thing. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Seen that a million times. Oh, this isn't a game. All right.
Okay. So far, so good.
Still a long way from
think this was
360 from the free throw line.
I mean, these are good high school dunks.
For sure. Yeah, it's entertaining, but it's not what we're looking for.
Oh, here we go. White guy. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, this sucks.
Nice. Yeah.
5'9" T-dubs free throw line off 2 feet. Okay, this is what I want to see.
Yeah, let's see.
Hold on.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yikes.
Sorry about that. Wow, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. He's inside though. That's close.
Who is this? Do you recognize this person?
No.
Did you see it? You want to see it?
T-dub, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably T-dub.
I think that's close, but I think I think he can do it without lobbing it to himself, right? Because that's just basically jumping from there. I think it's different when you're dribbling the ball and you stop and your front foot is behind the free throw line. I think if that guy can do it from 3 feet in, Wemby can do it from the free throw line. It's insane. The things that he does.
I got you.
Okay.
I got it. This is as close as I've ever seen. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Two feet.
Close.
Oh, he missed it. Shit. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
he was
see that
straddling. He was straddling the line, and he missed it. But still, he's jumping. And again, he's lobbing it to himself.
Well, I think you kind of have to. I don't think
Wemby has to, man. I think he could just be running fast enough and stop, and then just hold the ball above his head until he lands, and he'll land there. He'll land at the basket. I love watching his fucking highlights. Did we talk about this? About how I think the thing with him is that he just doesn't have to land. When he jumps, he can turn around and dunk it before he lands. He's the only one in the world that can do that.
everyone dunks it before they land.
No, not the way he does, man. I saw there was a play where he got a lob. He was looking behind him and he caught a lob. And before he landed, he turned around and dunked it. No, he turned in the air and dunked it. It was
right, but it wasn't like a jump. He was just switching feet basically. Like he was pivoting. Like his pivot, is that what you mean?
It was let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it. Well, in the meantime, let's watch.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. He just did it.
Do it, show it again. Back up. Back up. Start it over. There we go. So yeah, he's jumping from inside the circle.
But 2 feet and
with no running start.
Plenty of room left.
With on 2 steps.
Like that's crazy. Like I guess he was pretty much full extended there. but he
Oh, yeah.
had more room to land. Like he didn't land. Wow.
Let me see here.
Victor, and he catches this ball almost at the free throw line.
All right.
Who did Wemby play last? Oh yeah.
This doesn't have any. It's not going to have any sound, but let me share this. Won't be any sound. That's fine.
I'm good.
See if I
I'm
can
good with
find
that.
it. This is old. This is like his first 2 weeks in the league. Come on.
This is preseason highlights?
No. Well, I think there might be some preseason in here.
I mean, he has the best preseason high. Yeah, that was definitely preseason. That was incredible. I mean,
he has to like duck his head.
It's unbelievable. Like the wraparound dunk, I think, is his most impressive move.
I want to find the one. It's on this somewhere.
Okay, keep playing.
Where he does. We'll just watch it. Like that's crazy.
Like that's even agile. Crazy. I know. And the
left-handed.
touch, like, yeah. Oh my God, you're right. Look at that. Look at the explosiveness off of that move. Like that's just a rip. Does he grab the net to stabilize himself?
I think he tried to. That's just where his hand came down afterwards, and then he hits 3-pointers. He's going to be the best if he stays healthy. He's going to be the best basketball player that's ever lived.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I think he's going to be the most novel. Yeah, that's crazy. Like that's fucking crazy. So did he jump there? No.
His body awareness. Let's see. Like his awareness of where he is so good.
Yeah, he's got great body control and awareness
with his back to the basket a lot.
Yeah, that like what's the defensive game plan against this guy?
I think you got to body him, right? You got to be on top of him. You got to move him around. But at some point, it's just you can't do everything. If he gets the ball anywhere near the basket, it's going in. If they throw it up to him.
But
he can jump from outside the circle.
He just picked up that ball outside of the paint, basically, and then turned around and he's there.
Yep.
To me, what he just did there, that's the most impressive part of his game. The dunking and the post, like that's fucking incredible. Do you want to see his highlights with Giannis last night?
Hold on. This is.
Oh, never mind.
Let me get to. I want to see the one that I'm talking about.
Like that right there, right. To me, that's his most impressive shit. And even that cut that he just made, that backdoor cut is incredible.
He's got, I'm telling you, his awareness, like the fact that he can just throw it up near the hoop and he's there and he just can touch it and it goes in, right? Because he's got such good hands. I think it's this game, I think, where it happens. Maybe not. We're getting towards the end of the game.
The chances of him having a long career are slim. That's why I think he won't be one of the best ever.
I hear it's hard to say, he's going to be around for 20 years.
I think he'll last longer than other giant tall people, but I don't think he'll have that kind of staying power.
I think he has the ability. Look at how you guard.
I didn't see it. I looked away.
How do you guard this one?
Yeah. So okay, here, play that back. So did he start from the other side of the post? Yeah, he did.
Well, this is a different one, but he was. He dribbled it in,
dude. He dribbled from the other wing. Yeah.
And then it's just impossible to. Yeah, he can not dribble from the 3-point line and take 1.5 steps and still dunk it.
I'd love to see him play in person.
Yeah, I'd go watch him play. Man, I'll tell you what, the Wizards almost got
another game.
The Wizards almost had. This is it. This is it. Okay.
Yeah. So I see what you mean.
All right, stop. He passes it off, and then he's looking to his right, and he jumps. Look where he jumps from. To catch it.
Play it at can you play it at half speed?
Yeah. It's a nice little
Nice
3-pointer.
little rainbow. Pretty shot. Got a pretty jumper.
All right. So
Yep.
he's
Give
going
and go.
2 feet. It's just, it doesn't, I don't know another player. Why does this fucking happen, man? I just backed up 5 seconds and all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, we got to start over. We got to
Are you're not using the MacBook, right?
No.
So you're only
fucking-
using the
I just
MacBook for
watched
music.
this. That's it. It'll last me forever if I do that. If I don't
How
fuck
much
around
was it?
on it.
2,500?
No, it's under 2.
That's good.
19 something.
I wasn't sure if the big screen ones were a lot pricier.
It was
Bless
on
you, bless
sale.
you.
Yeah. It was on sale. That's why I got it.
Did you get it new or
wasn't gonna
used?
It was new, but it's a 2021 model. So there's,
Yeah.
and a lot of
Yeah,
people
that-
don't want them they don't want the M1 Pro.
No, they don't want the M1,
M3.
but the M1 is great. Like it's a phenomenal computer, and the battery life is unbelievable for a laptop.
I'm impressed. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
don't you use yours?
Because I have a work issued MacBook. I had it's a spare, like I have extras.
Put Logic on it and you can do the same thing.
I did actually. I don't even know where it is currently.
Yeah.
It's around here somewhere.
I will say the computer is very nice. The lack of branding is actually kind of cool. I like the fact that there's nothing on the inside, just the keyboard. There's no MacBook Pro or Apple or anything.
Yeah.
It's got the logo on the back. It does feel
Fingerprint,
very nice.
the fingerprint, the thing. Does it have a strip, digital strip above the keyboard? Mine
No.
does. I wish I knew where the fuck that thing was. It's kind of cool actually. It sucked at the beginning. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen the strip before?
Yeah. I
It's
don't understand
dynamic,
what it's
right? It
used
changes.
for.
It changes by
Oh.
application. So like if you have YouTube open, you'll have start, stop, play, pause, speed all right there. Zoom,
nice.
you'll have your mute button or whatever. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool for the apps where there's something custom. And then on a regular occasion, it'll be brightness, volume slider, which is
Yeah.
like I want keys for that. I want buttons.
With it.
Have
It's,
you have you noticed
go
the
ahead.
performance difference?
Well, again, I mean, for my use case, it was Ableton was laggy and it would take forever to upload to put in an instrument or something like that. It'd take 6 or 7 seconds. Now it's half a second
Yeah.
and it's up.
And
So,
the thing that drives speed for music creation is RAM, correct?
If you're using third-party plugins, yes.
Okay.
If you are using samples, which I have been pretty much exclusively since I got this thing, because I got to get a dock so I can use it with these peripherals and my screens down here. I've been just fucking around using samples, and you can load a bunch of samples and like full song samples, and that uses the CPU, so the M1 chip. And the M1 chip can handle a lot of sampling before you notice any issue at a really low sample rate, which means the latency is almost zero.
Because the computer is working harder to input and augment the music. Is that the idea?
I guess.
Yeah.
I just know that plugins are RAM, samples are CPU.
I'm not really clear on what makes a computer faster for everyday use.
I don't think you need that fast of a computer if you're just going on the internet.
Yeah, like does RAM impact your internet browsing at all?
I think at some point, if you have too many windows open, it'll
right.
slow down if you don't have the amount of RAM. Now, by the way,
think
the amount of RAM you have in that computer is so unnecessary.
No, I know it is. It's completely unnecessary. I just wanted to see how high I could get it. I mean, and RAM's not terribly expensive. I think it cost me $150 to upgrade it.
Yeah.
The board, and like if I were to buy a 96 gigabyte RAM computer from Apple, it would have cost, $30,000.
Yeah. Look
So,
at that. You should sell
felt-
that one for
felt cool.
$30,000.
Yeah, I thought about it actually. I thought about if I sold it, if I'd take the RAM out or if I'd sell it as is. I don't know if people would understand it. It's unnecessary, like you said. But in fairness, there's nothing I can't do on this computer. Like I never have to worry about closing out apps. It runs everything. But I think I'm going to run into a point soon where that's not the case because of the processor. I think the idea is that the processor speed needs to keep changing because developers are developing applications that can take advantage of that much processing power.
Right.
And so both of them keep kind of pushing each other. But hard drive, I think, is the unsung hero. So I actually bought an external hard drive because you can't replace it on a Mac. You can't replace the hard drive on a Mac. You can on other computers. So I bought an external hard drive because I was trying to speed up an old laptop. It didn't really work that well.
Externals, yeah, that's tough. Because you're only as fast as your connection.
Yeah, right. It's all wire.
The solid state drives, I agree, are really fast.
Yeah. And like the more space you have open on your hard drive, the faster your computer is going to operate in general. So terabyte was a good decision. I got a terabyte on my phone now. Did I tell you that?
Yeah,
pretty
no,
cool.
You didn't.
I can have everything in the world on there that I want at my fingertips, which is great because I ride that goddamn Faraday cage to work every day. The train, you get no signal on that thing and you're stuck sitting for an hour each way. You got to have some shit downloaded, podcasts, movies, whatever.
What kind of train is it? Is it like a commuter train or like a subway car?
Commuter train.
So you got a seat.
Oh, it's terrible, man. New Jersey Transit is notorious for how stuck in the past it is. There's two versions. They have the double deckers, which are newer, and then you get an individual seat. And then they have the older ones, the single decker trains that have like the bench seating, like a three and a 2. And it's the thing, like where you can take the backrest and flip it around so that you're facing the other way, you know? But it's gross. It's like old green stained fabric. It's disgusting. I will say it is the least pleasant commute that I can imagine. Like the least pleasant, easiest commute, right? Like it's not. And the other thing that's incredibly frustrating is it's loud, it's uncomfortable, it's bumpy, there's nothing good about it. And they share tracks with Amtrak, right? They're actually in the process of building another dedicated track for New Jersey Transit that takes you into the Holland Tunnel and into Manhattan. But right now they share with Amtrak, but Amtrak has the right of way. So every single morning we stop and we wait for the Amtrak train to go through, and we do it in like the marshy, swampy wetlands that are in between like Newark and Manhattan. So you're looking at, it's terrible. It's really unpleasant.
It's still New Jersey at some point,
Yeah. There's a reason New Jersey gets a bad rap.
That sucks, man. Sorry, I can't believe the thing doesn't have Wi-Fi. Put some Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it doesn't have Wi-Fi. I mean, there's a subscription service that you can use for Wi-Fi, or at least so it says. Here, you want to see a picture of it?
Yeah.
This is the double decker ones. Ignore the guy in the hazmat suit. Yeah, these aren't bad. I like these.
And how do you know which one you're going to be on? Is it just the one that shows up? There's no planning around that?
Yeah, I mean, like which seat you're going to be in?
Well, no, which train, whether it's a double decker or the old one.
Yeah, I don't know. You would think there's some rhyme or reason to it, but there isn't.
And you catch the same time every day? Is it usually on time?
No, it isn't. It's incredibly unpredictable. So I take the 6:45 train to get into the office at 8:00. And if I don't, like when I used to take the 7:35, you have no idea what time you're getting to the office. Yeah. So if you have like a 9 a.m. meeting, you're up at 5, quarter to 6. Oh I'm 13 miles from Manhattan. 13 miles. Like that's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's a lot. So once you get into Manhattan, do you go to Grand Central? Is that where it drops you off?
Penn.
And then you walk from there?
And then I walk from there. We actually, so since we moved offices, it's a little bit longer now. I might start taking the subway. It's like 20-minute walk each way. I like getting the steps in, but it's a lot in the winter. There's Penn Station is even worse than the actual trains themselves. I mean, have you been to Penn Station?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's it's bad, man. It's in really. They're actually redoing it right now. They're opening it in phases, and the parts that have been redone are gorgeous. Like the new Moynihan Hall, where basically the Amtrak terminal is beautiful, all brand new. Great food options, healthy food options. But then the old Penn Station, it's like an Auntie Anne's pretzel with a flickering light above it. It's like a horror show. It's no good.
Low. I just remember there being low ceilings,
Very low ceilings,
like
and
fluorescent
you,
lighting.
yeah, you have no idea that you're in like a massive train station.
Yeah, right. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
Bad visibility.
Here, this is where I wait for the train every day. I'm one of these people standing there waiting for the track to show up on the screen. And then you see delayed. That's what I see every day. That's it.
Yeah.
Like this is actually making it look glamorous because of these like ornamental designs, but this is the main hall I come into every day.
Okay.
There's some people buying those. These are all broken right now currently.
So what comes into Grand Central? I thought that was all the regional commuter trains. It's not.
Not all of them. So the Connecticut comes into Grand Central, and upstate New York comes into Grand Central.
Long Island
I
think Long Island.
Yeah,
right?
Long Island Express comes into Penn, actually. Long Island Railroad.
Yeah.
But there might be some that come from Long Island to look at that. Like, what an entrance.
That entrance is kind of cool. You just can't. Train stations are historically good looking buildings inside.
Right.
All right. And so even Grand Central is good looking. But Penn, it's just, man, it was designed for function only.
Now look at this. This is the new one.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. That is so cool. Like they've done such a good job with this.
Yeah.
But it's embarrassing that Penn Station is such a, and like Madison Square Garden too, this whole area, it's such a fucking waste. It could be so cool.
Busy space. Tough. At some point, it's tough to redesign, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of people were coming in and out of there a day.
Yeah. Yeah, it is tough. I took this train to Harrisburg recently from here, and it was a very, very nice experience. And there you get you get an assigned seat. It's a little bit better than the commuter experience. But these I don't know, man. There's Long Island Railroad. Lure. You're in a good spot because you're not entering any vehicle to commute. And having done both pretty recently, in Seattle I walked. When I first moved here, I walked. Hoboken I walked. It is, I mean, it's fine, you keep going with your life, you do whatever you got to do, but like it's not great.
As far as commuting on the train.
Just entering any vehicle, like I drive to the train station. So drive to the train station, then park, then like it's just such a pain in the ass. Like even just paying for parking every day. And it's a drag. And by the time I get home, like I'm fucking exhausted.
You're pissed off every day you walk in the door.
Yeah. Other than when I lived, like where you're doing, where you walk, it gives you a chance after work to collect your thoughts. You're in motion. You're outside. Like there's something really healing, and it's a great transition from the end of your workday to your home life. Without that, it's like I need to. So I've started walking back from the train more. It's like 20-minute walk, uphill coming home, downhill going there. So that's helping a little bit, but fuck, man, I'm old.
I do say when I come, even when I walk home and I come back, I need 5 minutes before I can get into how was your day kind of stuff.
Do you?
I need to go downstairs into here. I need to change clothes. I need to just chill for a minute. Go to I don't know, use the bathroom if I have to. Right.
Yeah.
I need some time before we get into the how was your day.
And your partner acknowledges this and
yes,
adapts to this need.
Yeah,
that's good.
There's
man.
no
That's actually really good.
Silent, but it's just
no. I get it. It's good. It's good self-awareness.
We're gonna have dinner together in 20 minutes anyway. Whatever. So
yeah, it's not like you guys don't spend time together. Yeah, you guys are like Allison and I. You spend a lot of time together, right?
Yeah. I think so.
It's great. It's a good thing, but you have to you have to set like reasonable boundaries. So being able to say like, I need this 5 minutes, or not even saying it, but just kind of having it known.
Coming
It's,
in.
it's
Hello.
a good thing.
I'll be up in 10.
Just give her the nod. Hello. I've seen you before. I know you. I acknowledge you.
Not today.
No. Changing the clothes is a big one.
It is a big one, and you're out there, especially walking, right? And it's warm or whatever. You can get kind of heated, or you need to get out of those work clothes. Even though the work clothes I wear these days are not really.
Yeah, they're
casual.
They're relaxing clothes, but that just means that my relaxing clothes are even that much more comfortable.
Right.
As work clothes have gotten more comfortable, so have non-work clothes. And I have this pair of baggy sweatpants that I got at that 412 store. You ever shop there in Pittsburgh?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? They're Champion sweatpants, and I've never seen another pair of sweatpants like them. Like I didn't realize this was a product Champion made. I think I got them in a size large because I wanted them to be roomier, but they were designed to be incredibly roomy. So it's got like a drop crotch. That's basically the seam for the crotch is like between your knees. And they're so baggy, like they're so baggy, but it's an elastic waist and an elastic cuff on the bottom.
Okay.
Which I think is necessary for sweatpants. All of them should have elastic cuffs on the bottom. You feel like you're wearing a blanket.
I like that.
Yeah, they're incredible. Yeah. They're incredible. I've actually never done any research to see if Champion extra baggy sweatpants.
Just got them from the 412 store. Because they were secondhand. They're way too big. No one's buying them. Send them.
So that's what I thought when I got home. I was like, "Oh shit! Did I buy the wrong? Like, did I get like a triple extra large?" But that's just the way that they roll. Yeah, it looks like they do have. It's a thing. They're great though. I highly recommend them.
I'm with you on that. I'm also gonna start looking for more baggy sweatpants and sweatshirts and stuff. Like the fit. I understand like the fitted stuff, and if I was gonna like wear a sweatshirt out, I'd wear something like this. It's a little more fitted. But when I'm laying around at home, I want like room. I want to look like I'm wearing my dad's stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because when I was sick last week. That fucking knocked me out, man. I was sick for like 5 days. And I hadn't shaved. I hadn't cut my hair, which is a thing for us now. Like if I let it go for a week, it's rough looking. Yeah. You have way more coverage than I do. Way more.
You know what? It's hard to see, but when it gets this long, you can kind of tell where it's growing and where it's not. And that's not good.
Yeah.
I'd almost prefer to have it not fully bald.
Are you going to do what I do ever?
I don't think so. Not right now. Never say never, but
no, I mean, why would you, right? This is a cool look.
Yeah. Looks like a Halloween costume of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I think this is gonna be my new thing. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, winter, summer, spring, or fall. When I come home, I'm soaked in sweat. Do you find the same thing? Because you're walking, right? So in the summer, you're definitely sweating.
I have over the years learned that when I'm walking, especially to work, to dress to be a little cold.
Yes, you have to. That's a really
during the walk.
It's a very smart observation.
First 5 minutes of the walk, I don't even put my jacket on until I'm outside. Like I'll leave the door, I'll lock it, and then put the jacket. Dude, there's nothing worse. I feel like this happened all the time we were growing up. Like, oh, it's cold outside. We're gonna get in the car, and you put a fucking winter jacket on, and then sit in the car and turn the fucking heat on. So it's 80 degrees in there. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, so that's the reason I'm sweaty is because I'm on the train. So I'm coming I have a 20-minute walk outside. So trying to regulate temperature, 20 minutes when it's 30 degrees, let's say. You go into a heated train, and the sweat that you had now makes you feel. When you get out of the train, you're cold because you sweat during the whole train ride because it's 85 degrees and you get this huge fucking coat on. My new move is scarf around the neck, not just draped around the neck, and open coat. I think that might be the sweet spot.
I think I agree with that. And I think you also have to adjust on the fly. You've got to work that zipper up and down to regulate the temp. Hat is a big one. You take the hat
and
off.
gloves.
I
Hat
never
is
wear
like
gloves.
this is like the nuclear control rods that
you're right.
are near the reactor. The hat
right.
is your, if you really need to adjust temperature, that's where you go. But I'm a big believer. Next time you're going out and it's mild, it's not too cold out, wear like just a hooded sweatshirt or not your jacket layer, but put on a hat and a good pair of gloves. I think that'll keep you just as warm as a coat. I think hat plus gloves equals coat.
That's the equation.
Yeah, hat plus gloves is less than or equal to coat.
Hat plus gloves equals coat. I like that. That's a good song title.
Yeah, it is actually. I like that too. Hat plus gloves equals coat.
There you go. Done. All right. It's almost quarter after. Should probably start my day.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, it is.
Time flies. I'm an hour and 46 minutes. God damn.
Woo! Is this a new record?
It might be.
The fans will love this.
Yeah, they will. Give them what they love. That's it. All right.
That's what they say.
All right, man. Until next time.
All right, buddy. Have a
Later.
good weekend.
You
See
too.
ya.
See ya.